Welcome back to episode 18?
Yeah.
18 of Dropped Outdoors Podcast. Landon, how are we living today, my friend?
Fantastic. How about yourself?
I'm actually really good. I wanted to bring up, and I might be exaggerating a little bit, but I feel like you've done something every weekend for like the last 4 weekends. You went on a concert last night. You went out of town for a concert. You went to the river float.
Yeah.
Good Lord, brother.
Dude, my wife, she's like, hey, let's go. And I'm like, can we stay home? And I've been working out every time. If there's a concert we've got to go to, I wake up early and get it done. Like, it's gotten done, but good Lord.
But say, I was talking to you last night and you're like, going to a concert. And I was like,
didn't you just get back?
You just got back from a concert. And I'm pretty sure you just told me the other day you're done with concerts and you're going to another concert. Who'd y'all go watch last night?
Def Leppard.
Again?
So we saw him up there, and we were leaving the concert, and Ashley's like, I want to go see him again. And so we were leaving, and she pulled it up, and she's like, oh, they're going to be at Windstar. And I was like, okay.
So y'all went all the way to Windstar.
Yeah, we went to Windstar and then drove back last
Y'all need
night.
to start finding concerts in like Fort Worth. They're a lot cheaper.
It wasn't bad.
It goes with your goals a lot more.
Honestly, Windstar they have a really nice venue now.
Well, I'm sure they do.
It used to be a smaller one, and then now they've got Lucas Oil Stadium or some, I don't know. But it had like 7,000 seats, and they have the air conditioner cranked up. It was nice and cool in there. I was a fan of that part.
See, I've always been a fan more of outdoor concerts.
I do too.
I don't know why. I'm miserable 90% of the time because we live in fucking Texas. So even during the winter, it's only like 89 degrees.
Yeah.
But outdoor concerts, there's something about them that I guess the Texas country vibes is outdoor.
Oh, yeah. It's Texas country concerts. That's where they belong.
Yeah.
That's what I enjoy.
And I'm about to say, that's really all I care about going to 90% of the time. Def Leppard would be cool.
Yeah.
But
he's the drummer from Def Leppard's only got one arm. Fact.
What stick does he play with for his other arm?
None. He's just sitting there going with it.
I want to see what's hitting the bass drum.
Oh, damn. No, it was pretty good. Pretty good.
Not too shabby.
Yes, sir.
And you also said you had work going out the ass, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So
you didn't tell me about it, so I'm intrigued now, so I'm going to call you out on the podcast.
Hey, that's fine. That's what I was waiting on. But so got into the end part of last week, and Friday rolled around, and I got an email in, and I was like, hey, you basically you won the bid. And so I start looking at it, and it was a very large bid, 6 figures. I was like, okay, cool.
I'm glad I won it.
That's a great thing. And I start looking it over, and it is the overhaul or the 0 hour overhaul on the compressor that starts tomorrow. So we had half a day on Friday to start a overhaul on Monday.
They awarded the bid and gave you
basically 0 hours.
30 hours total, not counting the weekend, basically, to get through it.
Oh, yeah. No, so
imagine that oil field work.
They said, here you go. Figure it the hell out.
Yeah.
I feel like we won the bid because they were like, let's see if they can figure this shit out. And so we got our ducks in a row. I'm going to go grab all of the big parts off of the compressor, bring them into the shop, and then grab a bunch of the other stuff, like everything we need that's coming in UPS. So UPS redded everything over the weekend. So we'll have it on Monday. And then I'm taking all of the parts and stuff down to our Corpus location to get rebuilt down there.
So they have it at least there.
Yeah. So we're having to do half up here and then half down there because there's just not enough manpower and machines and stuff to get everything done.
So when do you come home?
Hopefully on Thursday.
So you'll be there for 3 or 4 days?
Yeah, it's gonna be a few days. My hotel lasts until Thursday morning, so. But Thursday's when they normally want everything back for these, so we'll see.
Should be done.
Yeah, maybe I'll come back on Wednesday.
Yeah,
but
that's kind of funny.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a fun one for sure.
So that shit irritates me though, because I got one last week or the week before last, and it was only like $55,000.
Yeah,
but they sent us everything over. We quoted it, sent it back, told them, like, if ordered today, here's the lead time, here's all, like everything we normally do.
Yeah.
It's all manufactured product. It's not something we just have sitting on the
floor.
floor.
On the shelf.
Yeah. Get it back. They're like, okay, y'all got the bid. Y'all had the best price, blah, blah, blah. I need it in 2 days. I'm like, can't. Like, I can't even get the product into manufacture in 2 days. Like, what are you talking about? Well, I need it in 2 days. You're not going to have it in 2 days, brother. I apologize, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And it's like pulling teeth. And what irritates me the most is 99% of the time, they throw a huge fit. I need it now. I need it then, blah, 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 blah. A week later, they're like, I say something about it. Y'all get all y'all's material, are good to go. Yeah, we'll start on that in a couple weeks. Yeah. Yeah. So I had to bend over backwards, pull strings to get all this done because you needed it in 2 days.
Yeah.
Y'all are running late on this project. You'll start it in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
God almighty, shit pisses me off.
Part of it.
Well, that's just oil field in general.
Yeah.
And it never makes sense. It's never has made sense to me. It never will make sense to me.
No, not bad. I mean, it's just fly by the seat of your pants.
Yeah.
That's about all you can do.
And that's not good for me because I'm a very analytical person that I like to fine tune and detail everything.
You know, maybe that's
I like to plan shit.
Yeah, maybe that's the why I am the way I am. It's because I'm so used to like everything.
Been in the oil
being
field your whole life.
screwed up over here, screwed up over there. But like, oh shit, we'll just get it. We'll make it work. No problem.
Whatever happens. Not me. I like to be detailed. I like to plan shit out. Like I'd probably be the best customer in the world, honestly. When do you need this by? Oh, the 15th of next month. Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
And my thing is if you plan it out, especially with my company, you plan this shit out, I'm going to save you $5,000 to $6,000.
Yeah.
Because I can go through whoever I can go through to get the cheapest price.
Yep.
If I need it in 2 days, I'm going to pay $1,000 to get this here. I'm going to pay this to get this here. Now you're going to pay for all of that. Yeah. So instead of $55,000, now you're looking at $62,000, $65,000 because you needed it in 2 days. Then you don't start it in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And it's like, you just spent 10 grand for nothing. I mean, I'm cool with it.
Hey.
Makes my day a lot better. But it doesn't make sense operationally.
Yeah.
And being that I've been in operations a lot longer than I have anything else, I'm like, it irks me. Irks me. Like, you stupid sons of bitches.
That's pretty damn funny. Now, I mean, I'm excited. Obviously, I think Monday I'm going to drive because I didn't get a hotel for Monday night, but I knew I was going to be going down there. So I'll probably stop off and visit everybody down south.
Yeah.
And then drive over there, be there 5:30 Monday.
Stay at family and friends' house or something Monday night.
And then drive on down, and then 5:30 Tuesday morning, be there with food. Feed those guys,
Good old
make them
breakfast.
happy, and figure out where they need me.
Shove a donut in their mouth and call it good. Those are always the best. I hate dinners. I do dinners, but I hate dinners. Can I just take you golfing or hunting? Like, why do I have to go to a dinner?
I don't want to go to dinner.
Let me just take you golfing all day, or let's go on a fishing trip or something all day Friday. I don't want to do dinner.
Yeah.
But breakfast and lunch, I'm a big fan of those.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this one is more like, it isn't like customers or anything. It's our own company, but it's like, we really appreciate
Oh,
you.
it's a thank you.
Yeah. For letting me throw a bunch of shit on your plate and getting it done in a hurry for me.
Makes you look really good, though.
Hey, that's the plan.
Hey, I have a 6-figure contract. Y'all are going to do it.
Yeah.
Here's a donut.
Appreciate you guys. Oh, yeah.
Well, I really don't have a whole lot for this episode
Why not?
because I kind of like the vibes of last week.
Oh, yeah. No, we was chilling.
Like it, I guess we found out that June
Yeah.
is Men's Mental Health Month. So our podcast actually worked pretty good with mental health, but I don't know. I kind of like the way it vibed and went.
Yeah.
And we had a good time talking about it. So I figured we would come off the dome, and if it sucks, then I'll go back to fucking trying to plan everything out. And
Yeah, no. I do want to touch on the cameras before we go too much deeper into anything else, though.
cameras.
The deer cams.
Oh, okay.
You've got 2
monsters.
really, really big deer.
I mean, Texas monsters.
One of them is
this area
monster. Yeah.
I mean, not even Texas. This area monsters.
Like, I don't think they're going to be like as
The one I'm gonna let-
thick and stuff like is this one.
Well, the one I'm going to let Braxton shoot might be every bit as thick. I don't think it'll be near as many points and probably not rank as high.
Yeah.
Because that motherfucker,
So you're talking about the one that's already grown pretty tall, right?
yeah. Because if you get a good picture of that, that's like, he's
Yeah.
like that thick.
So with the velvet, when once they lose the velvet, they lose quite a bit of the mass.
but it's still like
It's
that.
still big. It's big. I'm not gonna say.
I
not
think
saying
he'll
that.
lose probably an inch total.
Yeah,
Because you'd have to think, I'm putting half an inch on both sides, rather and back down.
yeah.
But I still think he's going to be a thick
He's
daddy.
a good deer. But that other one, the other one's the one that has me interested.
The one that we're not going to let Braxton shoot.
Well, I mean, you found the shed of him. I don't know if you even realized that. I hadn't told you that yet.
No, I never paid attention to it. Is
It's
that
the
the one
same deer.
that
Yeah.
my dog found?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because so down that side, he's got point, and then that other one is like at the end, it's a point.
Yeah.
And it's like he grew like out and around, and then his points didn't come in until later, and so they're starting to grow up. And I was like, "There's like 5 on that one side."
Yeah.
I was like, "Son of a, that's the same deer."
I was about to say, I know that shed I found was like a 4 or 5 points on it.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Huh. I haven't even put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, no, I was looking at it a couple days ago, and I was like, "Dude," I was like, "That's awesome."
I haven't paid attention to it.
But
That one was one that I pulled into my driveway and my dog came running up from the woods with it, and he like stopped me in front of my truck, and I got out and he came and just dropped it down at my feet and just took off. And I was like, "Hey, good boy."
yeah,
I don't know where that came from, and I knew it was somewhere around here.
yeah, no, that's the deer that's out there. He's out there chilling. I was damn impressed.
Huh.
I was like, "Oh shit, that's him."
Well, good job, Wesley. Good dog. I trained you well.
But and then my cameras, obviously, I still have nothing. Because
You have all the cows in the
cows.
world.
So I think I've come up with a solution.
I want to know, how did they disappear and then come back?
Well, in different ones.
Or are these different ones completely?
The mama and the baby are that's a different cow. I don't know. I hadn't seen that one except for I'm pretty sure the calf was born on my
I'm about to
property.
say the calf is a newborn. Like
Yeah.
100%, it's new.
Like I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move those up to this middle pasture, keep them away from the deer feeder, set everything back up, rebuild it, put it all back together, fix everything that's broke. I'm sure it's fucked, but anyways, that's beside the point. Get it all set up, and so I can start getting pictures again because they're out there.
Yeah.
They're growing. This is like normally the time, but I've just been fighting.
So this
cows
is
at
normally the
point.
time when you're texting me all kinds of shit excited.
Oh, dude. And then I don't know what happened at the other property that we have. There was a good buck coming out there, and then he's gone now, but he'll come back.
Yeah.
We'll see him. I'm afraid that he's going to do what that one over there did, where he was just like nocturnal, but we'll see. I'm excited to see.
I was
what
worried
have out
about
here.
the one that I was going to let Braxton shoot, because there for a while, he had come in around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, disappear. Then 8 or 9 o'clock at night, he was coming back in.
Yeah.
But here lately, the closer we get, the later he's staying out. He's still coming in at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
which so early hunt might be kind of
you're
shit
gonna have
for
to
him.
get out there earlier. You're going to have to just
Yeah,
let him be.
but he gets out there around 7 or 8 now, and it's been getting earlier and earlier in the afternoon. So if I can get out there around 3 or 4, me and Braxton set up,
Yeah.
I think we'll have a good chance to get him.
Yeah.
I need to bring Braxton over here, or
Target.
get something and let him just start shooting, because
Yep.
I'm going to be able to put him probably 25, 30 yards off of that
Oh, yeah.
deer.
Yeah,
So-
we'll be able to throw one of them little pop-up blinds up.
Yeah.
And we'll have... So I really think we do need to go ahead and get you a good feeder.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. Like, you said something the other day to me about we need to build one.
Yeah.
What's your
We
idea
can-
on building it?
We can either build one or we can just go find a cheap one.
Yeah.
You don't have anything to worry about coming and knocking it over
Yeah.
or anything like that. And the only...
Unless my hogs get out, but that's about it.
Yeah, that's about it. I don't think they'd even knock it over, though.
I don't think they'd fuck with it.
But
They're lazy
I think
as
the
fuck.
only thing you have to worry about if we go like a cheap Moultrie feeder or whatever is squirrels and raccoons.
I got a blow dart gun.
That's what I'm saying. If you can get down there and start shooting them, then you'll be just fine. But if they get up there to that plastic, they will eat through the plastic on those feeders.
Well, I might have to steal one of your suppressed 22s
Yeah.
and just go out there and set one
Just
day.
start taking it out. Hell, take that one. You can set up on your porch and take them out.
Let's say that would be good. And that's one of my biggest things is this week, I went through 5 bags of feed.
Yeah. Yeah.
This week.
We've got to do, because I mean, you're going to end up running through corn to the point where it'd be cheaper just to buy a broadcast feeder than it is to actually feed the deer free.
Well, I'm running through, on average, up until right now, I've been going about $100 a week.
Yeah.
Or yeah, because I run. No, it's been about $200 a month, so about $50 a week.
Yeah.
Because I buy 10 bags at a time, and I've been going through 10 bags every 2 weeks, roughly.
Yep. I mean, it makes
But
sense.
right now, I went through 8 bags since today's Sunday. So yeah, so since I put my first 2 bags out Monday, and I have 2 bags left.
Jesus.
So
Yeah.
I went through 8 bags in a week. So that's roughly $100 a week instead
As to
of,
where you'd be using 4 to 6 bags a month if you had a broadcast feeder and set it up.
So I'm saving probably
yeah,
$200 a month just by getting a fucking broadcast feeder.
yeah. And they're still going to be out there normal times. They're just not going to be devouring as much.
Yeah, they're not going to sit there and just eat it because it's there.
Yeah. So we're going to have to get that done, and then got to get mine fixed. I mean, we're on it. We're within, what is it? 2 months.
2 months.
Almost 2 months. So 2 months and 8 days, and it's going to be bow season. Right? No, October's bow season. So 3 months. So we got a little bit of time, but still, it patterns them better.
But I say it's going to be we need to get it out there before at least a month out, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think I'm going to try to go set up my little pop-up pop-up
Tent
blind
Yeah, there you go.
about 2 to 3 weeks before, get it all staked in.
The craziest thing I've ever, like, what I did that worked for me is I took my blind, and it's going to scare them off for a little bit, but I put it right beside the feeder where they had to get used to it being there.
Yeah.
And then a week before season, I grabbed it and I pulled it back to where I was going to put it, staked it down, and now they don't care.
They don't give a shit.
Yeah, they're like, well, I was sitting there standing beside the damn thing, so now it's over here.
Now it's even farther out of my way.
Yeah, and so it made the deer nervous at first, and I was fully aware, like, this may just run the deer off and they're gone.
Yeah,
and I was like, if it happens, it happens, but I have no other options to make sure that I get a good shot.
Yeah,
because it was.
Now yours is set up perfect.
Yeah, it was one. Well, over at the other property, it was like one little patch of trees, my feeder pen, and then all pasture.
And see, that's my biggest thing is I was like, well, I'll just set us up in a tree and let him shoot from there. But if I do that, I'm looking at 50 to 75 yard shot.
Yeah.
Instead of 25, 30 yard shot. And I'm like, man, this being his first deer, I want him to be able to shoot quite a bit the next few months, get comfortable with the gun, get comfortable shooting. And then we get in there with a tripod and everything. Yeah. All he has to do is control
the breathing,
the fucking shakes.
Yeah. See if he gets the old buck fever.
Because he's going to have a good one to put on.
Yeah.
Luckily, he hadn't had one yet. So I don't know if he's going to be like, this thing's massive, or if he's not going to know until after he kills it. And then we're like, Braxton, you just got a damn good buck.
Dude, it's still, like, I still get buck fever. There's no, maybe it's because I do spend so much time looking at them that I'm like, oh God, here we go. Here we go.
It's time.
And I mean, so the last time wasn't that bad. Like, I made a shot and I didn't really like it. And so I was nervous with that. So that took more of my mind off of everything than the normal buck fever.
Yeah.
But this one right here above me, that thing, dude, I was shaking like a leaf. I was shaking my ass off, and then whenever I put it on him and let it rip, and it hit home, and basically I knew that I made a good shot. I was still just like, ooh, ooh. It was terrible. Oh man, but I mean, I guess if we didn't get that feeling, I wouldn't hunt.
That's true. And that's my thing is I've never really been a trophy deer guy.
Yeah.
I get that feeling when I'm predator hunting. I don't really get it with deer, but I don't go out looking for the biggest deer because I have friends like you that are like, love that shit. So if I get a huge one out there, I'm like, all right, Landon probably wants to shoot this. You can either keep them out and give me the meat, or I'll take a doe or two because that damn sure does need to be fucking gone from out here.
Yeah. People on the internet bitching at us about me. Trophy hunting. I'm like, yeah, I trophy hunt, but also eat the meat.
Yeah. Why does it matter? You can't let them just run wild. You let them just fucking run wild, never kill. They're going to destroy their own habitat.
Yeah, their own ecosystem.
Like,
oh, man.
If deer run wild and don't die, and they eat all their food, they going to die.
They're going to die one
like,
way or
you
another.
have to fucking, what's the word I'm looking for? Conservate?
Conservation.
Yeah. Well, I was like, conservate. It's hard to fucking say. Like, you have to because they're going to kill themselves off.
Yep.
Like, if you want them to stay around, like, that's why some numbers are so good here. Now, granted, like I said, the bad thing is you have fucking 500 does because people don't fucking kill those other than, I guess, me. I guess I'm the only loser that does it for the meat anymore. So that one kind of irritates. And then I had another one that irritated me on TikTok. Dude was like, 13 deer. Yeah, that's cute. I have like 46 on 50 acres. And I was like, hey, bro, I have 13 deer on 8 acre.
1 acre.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
cool.
what we come home to.
Yeah. I was like, cool flex, my guy. Like,
in the front quarter of the pasture.
yeah. Now you add in the other 40 acres that's behind the house. We're talking about a lot more than 13 deer.
Yeah.
46 deer, 50 acres. Fucking cute. Hell, the back part where I have all my shit set up, 7 acres. And there's times out there I have 20 or 30 just right there.
Yeah.
And 7 acres. Imagine if I had 50 acres doing the shit I do. I'd have fucking 200 deer out there. Fucking idiot. Sorry. I have a lot of fun on TikTok. I talk so much
it's
shit.
It's so funny. I enjoy it though. I enjoy watching like what people have to say, and I'm like, okay. I was like, I get it. I'm a trophy hunter, but like also I feed my family.
Yeah.
And I don't shoot more than I need.
Yeah. Well, that's my biggest thing. We talked about that with the bear hunt coming up. I mean, we have 2 tags coming back within 5 miles of each other. I mean, we live 5 miles apart. There's really no reason for us to have all that meat.
I mean, I don't know how much it's going to like produce in the meat, but it's going to be over 100 pounds.
Yeah.
You want to know how much my family eats of deer? We eat most of the year.
Yeah.
Like I could shoot 2 deer and I'll have some left over. Or I could shoot 1 deer and then we get close to the end and we've eaten everything. There's nothing left.
That's my thing. Like, if you want to hunt just to hunt, you don't even use the meat and you donate it. I really don't care.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Matter.
Do you, brother? It's kind of like the bow versus guns.
You
I
know,
agree.
and it's really
I don't
weird.
care.
So I started getting into the bow shooting and stuff like that a little more. And now that I've kind of done it, I'm like, I don't know if I care. Like I could take them with a gun and be perfectly happy, and shoot them with a bow. And
Well, bows are fun. I love bows.
Yeah.
I love shooting a bow. But when it comes to hunting them, if you're at the same distance that we normally shoot from, it ain't gonna fucking matter.
yeah,
It's still an easy fucking shot.
mm-hmm.
You're not making yourself have any harder of a challenge from where we shoot from.
Yeah,
You have 50 to 100 yards. Okay,
you start
I give you
opening
that.
up. Yeah,
The bow's 100 times harder, 100 times like harder to get up on them. Everything. I get that. But you have to be stalking and tracking before that matters. And 2, you have to be 50 yards out before it matters.
yep.
You give me a rifle, give me a lever action 45-70 at 50 yards and a bow. Yeah, a bow's going to be harder. You give me that at 30 yards, I'm going to be able to dead-eye dick either one. I don't give a shit.
Doesn't matter.
And so the more I think about it, I'm just like, I feel like people do it to act like their dick's bigger. And me personally, I just don't care.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm old. Maybe I'm just grouchy. I don't know. I just don't give a shit at this point.
Yep.
You want to go hunting? I'd love for you to go hunting. You want to use a fucking spear? Use a spear. You want to use a fucking cannon? Use a cannon. I don't give a shit. Have fun with it.
Yeah. Yep. No, that's kind of where I've fallen lately. I'm like, it really doesn't matter to me that much. Like I enjoy all of it. I enjoy hunting. I enjoy being out there. I enjoy, taking a deer, the whole 9 yards.
People better be happy I don't have a fucking 50 cal on my back porch, because that would be real hard not to do. Oh, that deer's just right there.
Speaking of 50 cal,
Split that bitch in half.
dude, have you seen the video where they shot at a deer with a 50 cal and it went by it and killed it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't even hit it.
I don't know if I watched the same video, but I did watch one on that. And then I watched one with the ballistics dummy.
Yeah.
And they were talking about a video of a deer, but they shot beside, like, within like a foot
Yeah.
of like the ballistics dummy hitting the wall. And it was tearing the ballistics dummy apart. And I was like, dude, that's fucking sketchy.
It's insane. But
I've only shot a 50 cal twice.
Yeah.
So I don't know a whole lot about them.
I don't really either. I mean, I know, like, I've watched videos and stuff, so I know a little bit, but no, they're insane. But speaking of that, my father-in-law called me this week and he said, hey, I need you to pick me out a 50 cal suppressor. And I was like, oh yeah? He's like, yeah.
Can we test it?
Oh yeah, I'm sure we can. He's gonna have to go with us.
You know what? I'll send him $1,500 to shoot 5 times because that's how much 50 cal ammo cost. I want to try to shoot it holding it while walking.
Oh yeah,
I've seen so many people like Kentucky Ballistics tried.
yeah,
And he couldn't even hardly do it. Like he can shoot it standing up because he's just a stout motherfucker.
yeah.
But I've watched people try to shoot it while walking and like they cannot. Like they start walking and they shoot and they'll shoot the second time before they ever start walking again. Like they can't get it because it's like pushing so hard.
Well, his is a bolt action, so
Yeah, but I just want to see a walking shooting
yeah.
with a 50 cal. I want to see if I can. I'm a pretty stout dude. Shooting it while standing, I'm not worried about. I can do that. I know for a fact I can. But watching people try to walk and do that, like you watch them with the like the chain fed, like
Oh yeah,
big
the
machine,
belt feds
yeah,
and
the
shit.
belt fed like big machine guns, like and people are like stood up straight trying to walk, still shooting. I just think that would be dope as fuck to try. And I'm sure there's a technique to it. And any of our veteran friends or military friends that know anything about it, please hop on and let us know. I'm sure there is a technique, but that would just be, I don't know why it intrigues me of wanting to try. It's my competitiveness.
Oh yeah, it's
But
like,
I'm
hey,
like,
I should be able to do
Bitch,
that.
you can do that? I can fucking do it too.
Yeah,
And then I'm going to fucking not.
yeah. No, I mean, the one he has, it's badass. So it's that one in white, is what it is. And if y'all want to look it up, I'm not gonna pull it up because I can't find a good picture. But it's the KDX Defense CDX 50
Trimmer.
But dude, it's a badass gun.
Bro, that white one down below that, I don't know what that is. Is dope.
That's the same. This
The
one
same
or-
gun? I was one to the right. Yeah,
Yeah.
CDX Trimmer.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Oh, there we go. There's a good one I can pull up.
Bro, whenever I get all my Cerakote shit done, can I turn one of your guns fucking like Snow White?
Snow White, yeah.
I want to do Snow White and I want to try to get a copper look and do shadowed texture on it. Look like it's kind of rusted in some spots, but do like a Snow White, give it like a rugged look too. I think that would be dope as fuck on a gun. Dude, there's something about a white gun that's kind of sick.
You a fan?
I am a fan. I've never owned a white gun, so I've never really.
So that's the one that he has, and he wants a suppressor for it. So we're gonna have to find him.
That's
a
what your
suppressor.
father-in-law has?
Yes. Yeah. No. We got that one.
Mr. Daddy-in-law, you a bad motherfucker. Like that made my sticker peck out just a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he has. That.
Ashley, you picked a good dad.
Oh,
Damn,
man.
that made me excited.
Dude,
That's dope as
it's
fuck.
a cool ass gun. So we'll have a 50 cal to shoot if we want to.
Yeah.
Of course. Got to find somewhere to shoot it.
Yeah, I don't even think after I set up my range, it'll be good enough for that. I wonder if we can call Fossil Point and just tell them
probably
what's
could.
going on.
Well,
And
honestly, we probably could just shoot it over there.
think so.
I don't think that's an issue.
I would like to let them know what we're doing. Just
Oh
so
yeah. Hey, bring in a 50 cal.
y'all go to this field, this area right here. Dude, that's dope as shit.
Yeah. Yep. So that one's on the books. We're gonna shoot some of those.
I wonder if I could try to walk and shoot with. No, the bolts are so heavy. I bet it'd be hard to
mean,
hold that bitch up and
Go
slide
here
that.
and then
I know, but you're trying to
right-handed.
hold.
You would be reaching. I could do it.
But you'd still be trying to hold while you're walking, and those things aren't light guns.
No, it's heavy, but it's not like I think I could probably do this because I shoot left-handed and then.
Yeah.
But
That's one of my. And I can't think of the machine gun. The name of it's on the tip of my tongue, and I cannot think of what it's called. But it's belt fed. It's
the 50 cal.
no, it's not a 50 cal. It's a.
Is it a mounted one or?
Normally it is mounted, but I want to say the gun can be mounted and not mounted as well. But it is. I mean, it's stereotypical fucking what you see in like the Expendables. That all right? What is right there? Like it's something like that. No, it's like that one right there, kind of
Like that.
That's general sense of idea.
I'm trying to think. What is it? Because it's got the whole. Oh, my back. Dang it.
You're getting old, brother.
Old. I don't know. Like that.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
right there is what I'm looking. Yeah. So claps everything up. What is that? An M2?
I don't think that's the name of it. I don't know.
But yeah, that's basically the gun that I was watching on the video, and they were holding that bitch and walking with it while shooting,
That's crazy.
and it looked sketchy as fuck. And like the military, I don't know what branch he was in, but the military guy with him was making it look easy as fuck. Like he was walking in slow motion, it looked like, but he was still walking forward.
Yeah.
And they let like 15 people try, and like it was pushing some of them backwards. Like
insane.
people would start walking like at a good pace.
M1919 Browning machine gun.
Okay.
So that one.
Like they would basically start walking with it like at a good pace.
Yeah.
And as soon as that like second or third shot rung out, they were standing still. Like, and they were like, you could like feet up in the air trying to take another step, and it was pushing them back far enough they couldn't get their foot down.
That's funny.
And I was like, I want to try it. Like I'd pay money to try that. I don't want to pay money to buy that gun, but I would try it. I would pay for the ammo for one round of just walking.
Oh shit. That's funny as hell.
That thing would be. See, that's what you need to do. You just buy one of those. We'll build you a little crow's nest on top of the roof facing down the driveway.
Yeah.
Set that up, home defense. Boom.
Hey, that's the plan.
Could you imagine pulling in the driveway and having one of those stationary just fucking pointed at the driveway? Yeah, that'd be funny.
Oh shit.
I told Amanda, I was like, you better hope I never become filthy rich. Because I'm going to have so much, and it might not even work. It might just be fucking paperweights, but they're going to be placed around the house strategically where it looks like any car that comes down there could be blown up in minutes. And I'm like, I want it. I want it.
We got it.
They might actually not even shoot, but I don't want nobody else will know that.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be funny.
Hell yeah. Hey, I want you to, I'm going to stand up real quick and I'll let you give them a rundown.
Hey,
I forgot about that.
we finally got some dropped out door shirts. The little DOD logo on the chesticle.
Wow. This
What?
is hard. Like, looking there.
Watching you rub on your titties making me hard. And then we got a little logo designed for the back. I am a big fan of the little tattered flag. But if anybody wants one, message us, hit us in the DMs. We'll get them ordered for you. We can send them out. I mean, I'm pretty sure we can ship damn near anywhere we want to. But if anybody wants one, let us know. Made out of like the dry fit material, so they're nice and cool. All you have to worry about heat-wise is the logo if you're like Landon. Me personally, none of that shit bothers me, but Landon, that logo stuff gets him. He starts
I
sweating.
think there's a little tism in there somewhere.
Is that just the
I
tism?
think it may be what it is. That's more of like a, I don't like this fabric on me kind of thing. So
What is
like,
that? There's a word for that. Where like my daughter can't wear socks with seams.
Oh, really?
She flips the fuck out, brother. Like she feels those seams on her feet. She will flip the fuck out.
It's probably something along those lines.
And it is some sort of autism.
Mm-hmm. Oh man. Yeah, no. I was sitting there and I was like, oh, the shirts. Got to show them off.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it. And I just brought it over here to you today. I got them like fucking
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. I got them the week you went out of town.
Yeah.
So I guess that makes sense.
Yep.
Amanda's wore hers to work like 3 times. Like, she
Dang.
rocking that shit, bro.
Rocking it. I like it.
But if anybody wants one, let us know. We can get them ordered. I'm actually working with the person that makes them for us to see if we can't set up our own link
That would be
to
pretty
go
cool.
to her website. That way they just click our link. It falls into her website. They can order it off of there.
That would be cool.
And then it just shows that it came from us.
Heck yeah.
And we're not really trying to make a whole lot of money or any money off of them.
No.
So we just kind of want the brand awareness and get it out there. So if anybody wants one, we're going to sell them pretty much as cheap as we can get them. So
Yep. I'm cool with that.
I don't give a shit about this first batch, whether it's 200 or 2.
Yeah.
I'll sell it to you pretty much at cost. So
Hell yeah.
more people rocking our gear, the better off we are in the long term.
Exactly.
And we don't give a shit about making $1 million right off the bat anyway.
Yep.
I don't really give a shit about making $1 million in bidding anyway, but it'd be cool. I ain't gonna say no.
Oh man.
So I do have a question for you.
What you got?
And it was because it was asked to me.
Uh-oh.
And I don't know. So we're gonna go hunting gun,
Okay.
pistol,
Okay.
and shit hits the fan. Iran attacks America. Everything's shut down. I need a civilian tactical setup that's not like a $15,000 gun, something that anybody could get.
Yeah.
So I want you to start off pistol. And as far as budget goes, keep it relatively, I'd say under 1,500,
Yeah.
1,200.
So
somewhere
we're
in there.
talking somebody almost nervous about everything that's going on and just kind of wants to have.
Well, the pistol conversation was more, if I was going to buy just a concealable pistol to carry every day, but I want it to be able to be customizable, be able to set it up, look cool, be flashy, but functional. So everything you would do gun-wise and what you would put on it.
Okay.
The other question was shotgun, preference on shotgun, which I was going to go into that next because we're getting into dove season. So I was going to ask you that for a dove.
Yeah.
But so we'll skip the shotgun for now.
Okay.
So it was pistol, hunting rifle.
Yeah.
And like if I'm going to buy one hunting rifle to be able to do pretty much anything I'd want to do, and that's what he said. So I maybe go from like moose, elk, bear, all the way down to deer.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
And then tactical rifle with the setup.
Okay.
So
let's just break down a couple guns.
Okay. Start off with pistols.
This one's fancy and flashy and all that stuff, but your standard Glock 17 shoots 9mm.
I'm more of a Glock 19 type of guy, but whatever.
Why would you be Glock 19?
I don't know. I like the feel of them in my hand better, honestly.
Oh, okay.
That really is it.
So Glock 17 is the full-size model. The Glock 19 that he talked about. Good pistol. Like if you're going to carry it with you, Glock 19 is the way to go. It's going to be your smaller one.
I would say it's for my petite fingers.
Yeah, so that one right there is based on a Glock 19. Is what that is. So it's actually the 22 version, but based on a...
See, I don't know why, but like for me itself, like it's just... that's the only reason.
Yeah. So I would just go with a Glock. Well, either one. Glock 19, Glock 17, whatever fits your hand best.
This is a question for you. You do what you would do.
I'm just...
Because I fucked you up on that.
No,
I apologize.
you're good. You're good. I want a full-size one because your mag can hold more.
Yeah.
You're going to go... I'm going to lie here if I don't look this up.
Well, and what I was getting at on mine while he's looking this up, I wasn't just trying to be a dick. I do like to do that to Landon whenever he says something just annoying because I disagree. But mine is, when I think about what I want to carry all the time, I like a smaller gun because I like, one, I'm not super skinny and I don't have fucking flat 6-pack abs. So anything smaller, I can conceal better. I can set down. I can move around with it better. And something about shooting and I wouldn't even say like a subcompact type gun.
Yeah.
But I'm more comfortable shooting it than I am with a full size for some reason.
Yeah.
Like it feels better in my hands, whether I'm one hand shooting, two hand shooting, whatever. So I don't know. That's just always been my thing. That's why I said that.
Yeah. So anyways, it's 2 rounds difference is all it is. So the 19 will take 15 rounds.
15.
17 takes 17 rounds. It's just kind of what your hand preference is. And with that, I enjoy the full size myself. So basically you go with that. You get a MOS version, which is going to be, I don't know exactly what it stands for, but it's your optic cutout. So you can either have an optic or you go without the optic and you've still got your sights. There's lots of stuff you can do. You can always add lights, lasers, and all that stuff to it. It's just a good all-around weapon.
Well, just grab that gun again and go over what you have on that, because that is a good carry gun that I've seen you carry.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what the guy was asking, was like, how would you set it up for an everyday carry? But he wants it to be flashy, but he wants it to be functional.
Yeah.
And yours, I feel like, I mean, it has the black multicam.
Yeah.
I mean, you have it set up to look flashy, but at the same time, we've shot it a million times and it's 100% functional.
Yeah, it's completely functional. So with this one, I've got the Trijicon SRO on top of it. It's just a red dot optic, perfect for rocking and rolling. I mean, it's whenever you pull it up, your eye goes directly onto that dot, and if your dot is on whatever you're trying to shoot at, you're gonna hit it.
Yeah.
So for me, that's the easiest way to go. Just sight recognition, picture, the whole 9 yards. It's got one of the best views for a pistol-sized red dot. But so that's kind of my preference there. This one actually has a longer slide on it than what is normally on some of these.
I do like that though.
I do too.
After shooting it, just something about it. It feels easier to
It keeps
chamber.
Yeah, it keeps your muzzle flip down, so it's gonna have more weight down here.
Mhm.
So
Is that the actual technical
Yeah.
reason for it?
Yeah.
See, something about just grabbing it right in front of that red dot and
Yeah.
popping it. It's so easy to freaking chamber, and that's one thing I did like about it.
Yep. No, it's a nice setup. This one actually has Trijicon night sights, so for your regular, and these are suppressor high, so I can actually look over the top in through the glass of this and still see my sight.
Yeah, I
picture.
was about to say, I was going to ask you, you have suppressor sights on there.
Yep, suppressor sights. Obviously, I'll never have a suppressor on this thing, but it's more or less just for the optic. This one's actually a ported barrel, so it also helps with the muzzle flip.
Yeah.
So as the round comes down, it's going to kick those gases up and out of the ports along the top of the
Push
barrel
your gun
and
down.
push the gun down so it shoots flatter.
Fights the recoil for you.
And so this one, I mean, as far as this one's more of a speed gun than anything.
Yeah.
Like
Well-
I could use it in a 3-gun competition for like a race situation or whatever.
Well, I could argue that self-defense wise, a speed gun is kind of what you want.
The quicker
Yeah.
quicker you can run rounds into the target, the better you're off you're going to be.
Yeah. Because luckily I've never been in a life or death
Me
situation
neither.
like that. But I can just imagine I'm going to keep pulling that trigger until whatever is in front of me is not coming at me anymore.
it's down.
So
yeah.
I don't want that thing to be the last 5 rounds I'm shooting up at the moon. I want
Yep.
that. You know what I mean? I want all the help
you
I
want
can
it held
get.
down. Yeah, no, for sure. So that's kind of the realm I would go. I mean, I love that gun. It's one of the few survivors from forever ago.
Yeah. As far as everyday carry situation, would you add any kind of lasers, flashlights, or anything like that on not just that gun, but any gun that you would everyday carry?
I have it on.
I know there's a
some-
fetish on those blinking flashlights that
Yeah, I
which don't make sense to me.
If you're somehow gonna catch somebody off guard and incapacitate them with a light, then sure. But I don't think so. I don't know.
Well, that was what I was getting at when I said it don't make sense. If I'm thinking everyday carry, I'm carrying for self-defense.
Yeah.
If I'm going to pull and start shooting, I ain't going to worry about flipping on a light before I do so.
Yeah. No. So if I'm gonna have it on my body,
Yeah.
and I'm just going to be like, oh, hey, we're going to go to the movies and then go do that, I'm probably not walking down anywhere dark.
Yeah.
I don't find myself in dark alleys.
Yeah. Not often.
That's not,
Normally you're looking for trouble in
yeah,
that situation.
that's not my, my go-to. So there's not many places that I'm like, oh, I'm going to need a light for this.
Yeah.
I get it. Some like police, sure. You're going to go walking into situations where it's going to be dark.
If you're going into situations,
Yeah.
I agree with the flashlight.
Yeah.
I agree with the strobe that disorients, I guess,
Yeah.
really. It blinds, it gives you fucking half a seizure, to tell you the truth.
Yeah. I don't like them.
I've shined them in my own eyes just to see what it felt like, and I didn't like it.
Well, even then, like shining them away. Like I've had a couple of lights up here that will do strobe and stuff, and it's not that it's just a feature of it.
Yeah.
And I've hit them before, and I'm like, I don't like that.
How am I going to shoot at something whenever I'm cross-eyed and drooling?
And maybe I'm just slow anyways, but I don't prefer it.
Nope, I agree with you. I would not. Red dot, I can. Same concept. If I'm carrying it every day, I'm not going to be a time where I'm going to worry about that whenever I'm trying to defend myself.
Yeah. So with that being said, I guess, so my 22 over here, it does have a light on it, but I use that for armadillos and stuff.
Yeah, but say that's
So I go
outside.
outside, hunt my armadillos down that are chewing up my whole yard, tearing everything up,
Yeah.
and use the light for that.
Yeah.
This gun right here, I'm not going to go chase an armadillo down with it.
Yeah.
I could, but
Not going to.
not going to.
But so that's more of a carry gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to throw a light on something, it has a purpose.
Yeah. That's fair. That's kind of where my head was, but I wanted to ask you these questions, so I didn't want to say what my thoughts on it were. I wanted to give you the opportunity, but we're right on
Yeah.
right on
So
par
like
with
a
that.
lot of these, like this one's got a light on it. It could walk to the back of the land with me.
Yeah.
I don't want to get attacked by a hog in the dark.
No.
If I'm going to get attacked, I would rather be able to hit a button
Yeah, I want to be able to see them tearing my ass up.
and light them up. So there's reasons for yes and no.
Yeah. But say don't take me the wrong way. I do love a light, and I love a good red dot. Or not a red dot, a laser.
Yeah.
But the question was asked to me, I want to carry it all the time, but I want it to be flashy to show off.
Yeah.
If I'm going to carry it all the time, I'm not putting a flashlight. I'm not putting a laser on it because there's no And again, I know I'm way too logical on a lot of shit. We've talked about this before, but I don't see a logical scenario where I'm defending myself with a gun I'm carrying and I have time to flip on a light and a laser.
Yeah.
I'm just going to pull out and start shooting.
Yep. And that's the plan with a carry gun, or
Yeah.
it is for most people.
Like, and my thing is, I do like carrying a 9, but at the same time, I've thought about getting a Cyclops. Because at the end of the day, it only carries one shot, but it's a 45-70 out of a pistol. And my goal, if I'm defending myself, is normally within about 3 or 4 feet. So I'm not going to be aiming it anyway. And if I can put a bowling ball size hole in you, you're not coming at me anymore.
You're not going to move.
That's kind of my thought on it. Cause me and Amanda were talking about it one day and I was like, I like carrying a 9. That's my favorite carry gun.
Yeah.
And that's just personal preference. No, shooting wise, if I'm going out to shoot stuff, I enjoy shooting a 45 more than anything.
Yeah.
There's just something about the power in your hands type situation. It feels good. It gives you that whole feeling.
Yep.
A 9 really don't do that for me.
No.
But as a carry gun, it's lighter. I feel like I have more control over it. So I like 9 as a carry gun.
Yeah.
But with the same concept, kind of hypocritical and go back on myself, a 9's a pretty weak ammunition as far as putting a hole in, as for what you can do.
Yeah, there's bigger caliber.
You have a judge, and you're walking around with some fucking 410 in there from 3 feet. I mean, it has what it's to shoot 45 long Colt. Yeah. I mean, you have a better option there. I mean, it is a revolver, and I know people get so butthurt about everyday carrying revolvers. I like them. I don't give a shit. Sue me. Talk shit to me on TikTok. But like the Cyclops shoots a 45-70.
Yeah.
All I need is one shot.
Make it count.
Because if you're trying to steal my wallet or hurt me as a person, you're not doing it from fucking 20 feet away.
Nope. I think it's like 95% of all shooting with self-defense situations are within 7 feet.
7 feet, and I have 4.5 foot arms.
From me to you.
Yeah.
Maybe it's 7 yards or something. They have it
even
set up,
7 yards.
but like that's
the size
still,
of this room. I'm going to hit whatever I'm shooting at, no matter if I have sights or not. I'm literally pointing and shooting. And if it puts a bowling ball size out the exit wound, you're not getting up.
Yep, that's a big one.
And my goal in self-defense, and I know people, I've said this before, and people like, you're stupid. My goal in self-defense isn't to kill somebody. I just want them to stop coming at me.
Yeah.
Like, and it truly isn't. I don't have any urge to end somebody.
Yeah.
But I'm going to protect me and mine and my family. I want you to stop coming at me. So whether that's 1 shot, 17 shots,
whatever it takes,
you're not going to be able to harm me or my family anymore. And so that's why I was like, well, that Cyclops is actually pretty dope.
Yeah.
Because it's like foldable, compactable. Like you can pretty much slide it in a back pocket. Thing is dope. Have you seen one?
I haven't.
Pull one of those up. It's kind of dope. But it shoots a freaking bazooka tube of an ammunition round, of a projectile in a 45-70. But it is you ain't got to worry about it.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Let's find a good picture.
Everything I've heard from it, though, like you look at the very front where the
why
whole.
Don't you just get the revolver?
Hell no, because I want that one. Look at the front of it. It has a nose and mouth and everything, and the barrel is the eyeball.
That's pretty funny. There we go. Let's see. Window capture.
There's no way that was a revolver 45-70.
Look like it.
How in the hell are you putting a revolver 45-70? That has to be like a 3-shot revolver, right?
I would assume.
That thing is dope as fuck.
Boop.
But easy to conceal.
So
easy to carry.
Your one eye,
your nose, your mouth,
and your mouth.
Imagine that's the last thing you look at trying to take somebody's wallet.
Nope. Let's go see if that was a
45-70.
Yeah.
$45.70 government. Well, that's the Cyclops again.
Thunder Snub revolver.
5-shot Thunder Snub. It doesn't say what it is, though. Oh, it says 4570 on the pistol.
Jesus. 5-shot?
5 shots with 45. Dude, by the time you shoot one, your wrist is going to be so broken you ain't going to want to shoot it again.
Holy crap.
Thunder shot. I'm going to have to look that up and get me a price on that one. That might be my new carry gun.
That's crazy. Let's see. Bro, that is going to be a huge cylinder. Trying to find the picture that I was looking at a second ago. Can you imagine carrying an extra?
I bet that cylinder weighs 10 pounds in itself.
Oh, wait. They've got a... No way.
450 Marlin.
458 SOCOM. Jesus Christ.
Bro, I might have to buy me one of those.
That's insane. Well, you get you a 458 SOCOM barrel, and we'll build a 458 SOCOM AR.
I want to do a pistol. I mean, we can do
Yeah,
the.
you can buy that, but then we can build an AR.
I mean, I'm down with that too.
There's the picture I was looking for. That is insane.
Get one of those and take that bear hunting.
Well, I don't think nothing would mess with you for long.
Bro, that thing is nasty.
That's a crazy gun right there.
And I do have a fetish for revolvers.
Well, that one's as big as they come.
I would definitely Cerakote it gold.
I'd allow it.
Just to be stupid.
Oh man, no, that's a cool ass gun.
But all right, so moving forward with the question, hunting rifle.
Okay.
Say you're just gonna buy one hunting rifle to rule them all. You know, you don't have just a unlimited budget, but you want it to be able to do everything you might ever want to do with a rifle.
Yeah,
You still on the SOCOM?
I am. I'm researching. That's a SOCOM round. That's a 5.56 round. You're shoving that in the revolver.
That'd break your fucking wrist, man. I'm worried about a 4570 with shooting that thing. That's not a go out to the range and shoot gun.
No, like what in the hell? And they put that in a revolver.
It's like me versus the guy she told you not to worry about. I'm obviously the 5.56 fellas.
I'm just wondering why I've never seen that revolver for. That's insane. That's a round. Like people use that for all kinds of shit.
There isn't a whole lot that isn't going to take out.
No. I mean, you're taking over a normal 45 size bullet and putting it in a case that's twice the size of a 5.56.
I was about to say the projectile on that alone is like all three of those 5.56 projectiles combined.
It's going to be cooking.
That is nuts. All right, we might have to. I know we're trying to hold off and save money and build our future, but that might be something we have to look into. We'll just split it and do it for the two
content.
Yeah,
that's insane. But
hey,
anyways, okay.
With guns, I mean, if we split it,
hey,
technically we're saving money.
It's an expense. Maybe I can sell something. Maybe I'll just sell a gun and be like, listen, I have to buy this.
We have to build this.
Yeah, this needs to happen. But
anyways, so if anybody's in the market,
got something for you. But okay, so hunting rifle.
He didn't say anything other than what would you use for everything. And he didn't say like small animals. He was talking like deer, elk, and he didn't say what, but he was talking about rifle wise. When I think rifle, I think deer, bear, elk, moose.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So this is kind of where I was hung up, and I don't know, maybe my budget's a little huge here because I'm looking.
Well, let's keep it at like total wrap like $5 grand, $4 grand.
$5 grand, $4 grand. That's plenty good.
And let's say like that's gun, optic, all accessories.
Yeah. So with that, this is kind of where I was because I'm like, I want to get that gun for myself because I want to take it bear hunting.
Yeah.
And I've looked at the 7 mag. That's a pretty good one. 30-06, some of those calibers. But I think I kind of wanted a 7 mag is where I stopped at. Obviously, if I was gonna go smaller, and this was the thing, as I looked at it and I was like, smaller, that's gonna leave you with like a closer shot with elk, and your 308s and stuff like that kind of come into play.
Yeah.
And that's the bear would be plenty good, or 308 would be plenty good for the bear.
By saying I've been leading to 45-70, and
Yeah.
it's the same concept.
Yeah.
Like it'll take down anything you want to a distance.
Yeah, to a distance.
And we're thinking probably 50 yards ish.
Nah,
I mean,
you
it'll
probably
reach
do
out
100.
farther, but I'm talking a good, solid, guaranteed kill, maybe 100 yards.
Yeah, I mean 45-70, I'd stop at 100, 150. 308, you're probably good out to 300, I think.
Yeah.
And then like some of your 7 mags, you're good out to 600.
Yeah, I would say you're out
it's
there.
Like, I'm like, that's a 600-yard shot's probably something I would never take unless I really sat down and dialed it
Yeah.
in and started practicing. But I kind of want the option.
That's
That's kind of where I'm falling on this.
well, see, that's been my issue is when you explained it to me, I was like, man, I'm going to kick myself in the ass if I go out there and have a clean 250-yard shot and I have a 45-70 in my hand. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I'd kind of stopped. Let's see here. Just so I can kind of give some good accurate stuff.
750 yards.
Yeah. It's effective out to 7. So see that, like, that's going to be more than enough.
Yeah.
Like, so that's kind of where I came to.
You ain't going to do any hunting at 750 yards.
No. They do.
I mean, we aren't.
While hunting elk-sized game is sighted out to 1,000 yards, it's also capable of ringing steel at a mile. So that's going to give you every bit of distance you would ever want.
Yeah.
And so as a, hey, this is going to be my only hunting rifle to take elk, moose, the whole 9 yards, probably 7 mag.
Okay.
That's just kind of where I fell to. I did see the Q. So the same people that make the Honey Badger. Yeah. They made an 8.6 caliber, and they've got some phenomenal kills, and they've shot a whole bunch of stuff like water buffalo and elephant and all kinds of crap. And it's killed them. But it's like everything that I've read is like, yeah, you're good to like 300. And I'm like, if I'm going to go 300, I'd go 308 so I can get a cheaper bullet.
Yeah.
That's kind of the way I feel about it.
More of a logical sense to
Yeah.
it.
So I don't know. I'm still kind of up in the air. I haven't bought anything yet, so it's hard for me to say. But I was looking at the Christensen arms is who I was looking at.
But as far as the everything all in one, the 7 mag would work.
Oh yeah, 7 mag would be my caliber to make sure that I'm going.
What kind of optic and stuff? Because if you're going to get a 7 mag, you might as well get something that you can do 2 times all the way up to 8 or 12 times.
Oh, we
You
would
would
go
think.
we would go to 25 probably.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want my gun recommendation, or you just want me to move on to optics?
No, gun recommendation's fine.
Okay.
I was just filling the void while you were searching.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. I wasn't sure what where you were going with there.
Yeah,
So-
I wanted you to shut the fuck up and move
Hey,
on.
That's pretty typical. Pretty typical. Not as bad as Bradley though.
He just keeps talking, period.
Yeah. Hey, I figured I had to get it out there. I've talked shit behind his back. Now I got to get it at least in front of him
Yeah,
somehow.
I agree.
Or
I
maybe he
agree.
just won't ever listen, which is probably the more likely answer.
Well, Bradley always listens to speak.
Okay.
He don't listen to learn. He's just listening so he can talk again.
There we go.
So this is the gun itself that you would recommend.
This is probably the route that I will go for our bear hunt.
And this would be your all-around hunting rifle that you would call
this
it.
is the Christensen 7mm, 7.5 pounds. So you're talking a carbon fiber barrel,
Let's say
lightweight,
pretty light.
So that's kind of the realm that I'm looking at, something like that right there. I've actually got somebody that has one that wants to trade, and so I've kind of been like hawing around on that idea. But
So that's not a horrible.
no, that's a
Idea,
pretty nice
though.
little setup there. Vortex scopes, I've talked about them a million times on the podcast.
I say that's your go-to.
And I will continue to talk about them because I could literally take any one of my Vortex optics, throw it on the table, hit it with a hammer, send it in, and be like, "Hey guys, I had a mental breakdown.
It broke.
It broke." And they'd be like, "Okay,
Yeah.
here you go. Pay shipping, and you're good." They've done it with my binoculars that I left out for 2 years in the trails.
Yeah. But
Fine.
say, and you've talked about Vortex for
Yeah.
Like it feels like 10, 15 years now.
Yeah.
I don't know how long they've even been around, but I know as long as I can remember us talking guns, you've been a Vortex guy.
Yep. Let's see. Let me just pull up their website. I don't have,
And I haven't ever seen a Vortex opposite I didn't like.
no, they're super clear, good quality, great customer service.
I don't dig as deep as you do in a lot of this shit, so it's like I like to ask you these questions that I get asked.
Yeah, let me see here. Optics. I'm trying to find.
Well, while you're looking it up, what ranges are you looking to cover?
I'd probably go something like this one right here. It's
4.5
4.5 to 27. It's got a really large 56 mil objective at the end, so it's going to bring in a bunch of light.
Yeah.
So even if you're looking and it looks dark outside, you can pull that scope up and it's going to bring in any light that you can see. So something along those lines. They've got a 3 to 15 that would probably be just fine. Also, the 6 to 36, I'm going to guess that's probably long range shooters more than anything.
Yeah.
I don't think I need a 36 times zoom.
See, and I'm trying to sit here and think for 50 to 100 yards.
Oh yeah,
I mean, that's really only like a 2-time scope, really.
You really probably just, I would do a 3 to 9.
3 to 9.
Just because that's standard procedure. Or, I mean, if you wanted to go crazy with it, the 1 to 10 right here, pretty badass little setup. I mean, they make other ones that aren't that price, but
the price of
yeah,
2 of those guns.
Yeah, 2 of them. But anyway, so yeah, just a Vortex scope, like whatever fits you best. I mean, if you're doing inside of 300 yards, go 3 to 15. If you're doing, 600 yards, go ahead and splurge a little, get a 5 to 25 or a 4 to 27.
Well, you would need something like that because he did say he wants to be able to hunt anything.
Yeah.
So you need something that's going to cover that 50 to 100 yards and that.
Well, I mean,
500 yards.
Yeah, I mean, you if you're buying a gun to shoot that'll shoot 1,000 yards and kill an elk, why not have the scope to go with it?
Rather have it, not need it, than need it, not have it.
Yep. So I think that's the realm I would go on that. Rings, they make good rings. Night Force makes good rings. There's just a bunch of different ones. That's going to be more of a preference thing.
Yeah.
What else?
Is that really all you would put on a?
Yeah. I mean, you can probably get you a bipod. I think if I'm going to go, I'll probably have a shooting stick or something like that that's a single where I just throw it up underneath the gun, set the gun on it, hold a hand right there, and then just aim down.
Yeah, I agree.
But that just for quickness and stuff like that. I guess I don't see a situation where I'm going to be able to set up on a tree or a rock or something, throw down a bipod, and then
unless you're in a blind somewhere, bipods really don't make a whole lot of sense unless you're range shooting more than anything.
Yeah,
I can see a aspect of a bipod if you're shooting out of a blind. If you have a stationary area that you can set it up and just be waiting.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I have taken a tripod with me before hog hunting. Like we'd walk into a field, I'd deploy the tripod out, but I mean, it'll raise up to 6 foot tall if I want to.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a little different scenario. That's kind of where I'm looking at shooting stick is like if I'm shooting up, it gives me some leverage to hold the front of that gun up, or if I'm shooting down, I can put it down.
And if we're walking through logging roads, it's real easy to pop that thing up real fast.
And, throw it in. So that's kind of where I was at on that thing. I think that's about all I'd put on there. I mean, a suppressor, if you wanted a suppressor to go on them.
Yeah, of course you'd get a suppressor.
I would.
I'm leaning so much more into them now. Like every time I'm looking at a gun, I'm like, I have to find a suppressor that fits it because they're just, it makes my ears feel so much better.
So much better. I like the boom of the guns. Like it's always cool to be like, yeah, that thing, I really felt it in my chest, and the suppressor gets rid of a lot of that.
But the suppressors itself with those higher calibers have its own cool factor of the sound.
Yeah.
Like the shotgun suppressed might be the coolest sound ever, especially when you get that little at the end after everything's released and it has like that little whistle.
Yeah.
It just sounds, it's kind of like having a turbo on a everyday driver diesel truck and you're just driving around and you hear that little you don't need a turbo on that. You're not fucking racing it. You're not pulling anything heavy. It's your daily driver, but it sounds cool. And it sounds cool with a big ass exhaust.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same concept. The shotguns, it gives you that pump, it gives you that little blowback.
Yeah.
But you put a suppressor on it, it sounds even better.
Yeah.
All right, now let's roll into full tactical setup. Shit hits the fan. You're not going to be carrying a hunting rifle with
No,
you.
not at all.
I mean, your pistol can still be with you because that's what it's for. But as far as a shit hits the fan, I have to survive. I have to be able to, loot and pillage if I have to.
Yeah. Whatever it's
I have to be able to go into houses. I have to be able to defend my house.
Yeah.
So kind of all the above scenario. What are you thinking?
Honestly, and I mean, you can pick and choose your brand. You pull this one right out here closest to me. I mean, I know a lot of the times I'm not the biggest fan of a 16-inch AR, but this setup right here is probably the way I would go. Get you a 16-inch AR, put you, I think this is a 1-to-8 or where are we at? Nope, 1-to-6. 1-to-6 scope. So you're going to be good out to 100, 150 yards and be able to accurately shoot things.
Well, and you're in a tactical situation. That's all you're worried about anyway.
Yeah. So,
I mean, unless you're trying to pick them off before they ever get to your property.
I mean, that would be nice. That would be ideal.
I think I would go with a different kind of gun, though, at that point.
Well, I mean, you could.
Yeah.
This thing, 5.56, you're probably able to reach 200, 300, 400 yards.
Yeah.
And kill people with it.
Hurt feelings.
Unalive them.
Unalive, yeah. Hurt some feelings, but nonetheless.
Yep. So something along this line right here, 16-inch AR. This one's Knight's Armament, top of the line. Like, you're not going to find a better AR than this one. But any brand works.
Yeah.
Get you that, throw you a scope on there that can reach out and touch something. It's got, like I said, 1x zoom. So what you're looking through here is exactly what your other eye is seeing.
Yeah.
So it's going to be like running in with a red dot, basically. Yeah. It's going to be a little harder to clear houses than like with an SBR, like one of those.
Yeah.
But it's going to be your all-around gun. Like,
you only have one gun to pick from.
Yep. You're sitting out in a field, you're going to be able to reach out and touch something with it, whether it's a deer or protecting your property or whatever it is. I would probably add some sort of light.
I would too.
I think that would be good. This one, I've got other guns with lights, and I don't have to pick and choose. But if something were to happen, I would immediately grab this one and put a light on it from one of the other ones.
Well, and whenever we're talking about this, that's whenever I get to the realm of lights, lasers.
Yep.
All that would be fine. And I agree with you. Like, if I'm clearing a house, I would much rather have, say, that honey badger.
Or that one over there. That one is that's the 5.56, I think.
So what is that, like a 12-inch?
No.
Fucking A. Thing's a little bitty compared to that one.
Here, let's see. This one.
I just wanted to compare the barrel size.
Yeah, this one is the 7.94-inch Noveske barrel.
So smaller than what I said.
Yeah, way smaller. But anyway, so that one's set up for close quarters. It's got the flashlight on it. Blind everybody. But I would prefer something like this.
Something like that going
house.
into a house. I agree. But if you only have...
If I'm only picking one,
yeah,
then I'm going 16-inch. That way I have the distance, the range.
And really with the 16-inch, you're going to have to be more body aware to breach than you would with that. I mean, you're going to have to be... You have a longer barrel, so to swing, you're not going to be able to swing wide. You're going to have to stay compact behind walls to get barrel through.
Yeah.
But it can be done.
Yeah. What I would add a suppressor to that one.
Of course you would.
Yeah, of course. Also,
you probably have a suppressor for that one, don't you?
I do. I don't. It ends up extending way the hell out.
But say it doesn't look good on the wall. With the
it doesn't look
suppressor that
as
kicks
good.
up
So
everything.
I'm like, yeah. So we're just gonna. I'll leave it off for now. But yeah, we can slap a suppressor on there at any given moment. I would have night vision. So I would put a night vision laser.
Let's say,
on
would
the
you
end
put
of
it
that.
on that?
Well, I'd have my helmet mounted.
Oh, put it with your nods,
and then have a laser on there, so I can walk into a house and never have to turn a light on.
Yeah, they never see anything.
They hear me come in, but then they've got to go find a gun with a light on it to take me out at that point.
That's fair.
So I would put probably. There's a bunch of different ones. EOTech makes a really good one. It's like, I think, an Ingall or something like that.
Let me ask you this. Hunting rifle, me personally, I don't feel like it matters too much,
Yeah.
but tactical situation, I feel like it does. What trigger are you putting on it? Because I'm redoing the trigger, I feel like.
On a bunch of them, yes. This one particularly, I'm not.
You're good with this one?
Yeah, this one's got a great trigger. But
Because I want something pretty fucking light.
any other gun that I'm like, hey, I need a good trigger. Like any other gun that I get and I'm like, this trigger's ass.
Yeah.
I'm putting a Geisley on there.
Okay.
A Geisley 2-stage. So basically, you have
Pop.
a pound. No, that would be a fun one too. The FRTs are
Let's
sick.
say that's what I was sitting here thinking. I was like, that would be kind of
The
dope.
FRTs would be sick for that situation.
Because you
but-
don't have to worry about the government anymore at that point.
No, Well, I mean, if you're not worrying about the government anymore, then you drill the hole and you do the damn thing. But
Well, that's what I'm saying. This is everything's shut down, locked down. We're in war.
I wouldn't not like if it was I guess you could, because if it's your one and only rifle, then you flip it over to fire and then you flip it over one more time and then it's on full.
Yeah.
But for the most part, any given situation, you would run out of ammo quicker than you would like.
Can't carry enough at that point.
Yeah. So.
That makes sense.
And I mean, if you're looking for that kind of situation, go get you a belt fed AR upper. They're like $5,000. And then now you've got a full on.
You can do whatever you want to.
You got a damn setup. You link 200 of them bitches together, and you walk in any door you want to,
Yeah.
because you're gonna be able to shoot for longer than anybody's gonna be able to stand around and watch.
they're either shoot back once or twice and run, or they're just gonna fall over.
Yeah, they're gone. Like, I think somebody walks in my house and just like, brrr, I'm like, nope, I'm out of here. They
See,
can have it.
Whenever I think triggers, though, outside of being able to,
Yeah, the full on.
the main thing I would really look for on something like this, in my opinion, is pretty much where your reset is.
Yeah.
Like, I want it short.
Yeah.
I want to be able to feel. I want it to get tight.
Yeah.
Pop, reset, and be able to feel. I don't know how to explain it really. I'm not.
You're on the right track.
I'm not like expert in that situation, but
the Geisley triggers are
is that how that is?
top of the line. So basically, with the 2-stage that I talked about, it's got I think 2.5 pound pull, and then it hits a wall, and then you've got a 1.5 pound to pull for it to shoot, and then as you let off, you only go against that 1.5 pounds.
Oh, see, that's what I would.
So
want.
it's an almost nothing to it trigger. There's been a bunch of guys that have done the reviews and stuff of the FRT triggers, the ones that you the FRTs. That's not the one that goes toot 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 toot, but it's the one that you pull and then it resets it on its own force reset trigger, FRT.
Yeah.
But that they can do those Geisleys like that because they are so light.
So that would be dope.
It's
You want to send us a trigger to review?
I've got one down there that it's ready to go in a rifle. I just hadn't found a rifle for it.
You have like 40 white rifles. How
I
many?
know all of my rifles have good triggers.
That's fair. Now you have me thinking, what rifle do I want you to put it in so we can go fuck around with it? That is a pretty nasty little setup, though.
See the wiggle?
Mm-hmm. Then you hit that wall.
It's a clean trigger.
Oh, people!
Did you want to do it?
No.
No. You're good.
I was just thinking about how many people are going to roast you in the comments because you dry fired your gun.
Hey, if you ain't dry firing, you ain't practicing.
You dry firing that gun, you son of a bitch. It's horrible for them. You're going to tear your gun up.
Which one would you go with if you wanted to pick one off the wall, I guess?
For what? Like tactical wise?
Yeah, you're tactical wise. I mean, I know I don't have a lot of your style in here, but.
Well, no, if I was going tactical wise, I'm probably going to lean about the same way you are.
Yeah.
Just.
Well, it makes the most sense.
My way of shooting, and we've talked about this a million times, I like to be up on the crow's nest on the roof.
Yeah.
So I want skeletonized because I want it lightweight so I can carry it around wherever I need to go, climb in, whatever.
Yeah.
But I want a long ass, it might even be longer than a 16. Like, I want a long ass barrel.
Yeah.
And I would probably go with a bigger projectile.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But at the same time, if it's my only gun,
It's
it's hard for me to decide because
that's
what I would normally go with would be more of a 308,
yeah.
same style, probably have a bipod set up, looking more at a, maybe more of like the 4 to 24, 25, whatever it was we
Yeah.
looked at earlier. Or 3 to, was it 3? Was it 3 to 24?
I think it was a 4 to 27 and a 5 to 25.
So I'd probably do like a 4 to 27 then. I wouldn't worry so much about the light and laser on that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, mine don't make a whole lot of sense if I'm having to go in and
Clear rooms.
clear a room,
Yeah.
trying to see if there's anybody there. It doesn't even really make a whole lot of sense if I'm defending my house if they get to the house.
Yeah.
Where I look at it is, let's be real, we have plans for everything because we'd rather need it or have it, not need it, than need it, not have it. And we've kind of cleared like where we're going to be at, what's going to be going on. So game plan is I'm not going to have to worry about that. I'm going to try to clear as many as I can before they get up the driveway.
Yeah.
And then we have to pick off the last of, the last few once they get
The
here.
lone survivors.
Yeah. So, and in all of our scenarios, obviously we have this whole rundown. They start getting up the driveway where they're being able to shoot back and know where I'm at and stuff like that. Then I'm going to come down. I'm going to drop that and I can pick up like MP5 and go at it,
Yeah, go to
know.
town.
But having just
Have
a
you played
one,
with that one at all? The one in the middle?
no.
That one's a cool ass gun too.
So give me a rundown on this bad boy.
That is a SMG 45. So it is a 45 caliber, like ACP, like pistol round.
Huh. See, this would be
I love that gun.
this would be a dope ass.
That was my wedding present. So I SBR'd it. It
See, I'm
normally
looking at
has
everything.
this suppressor on it right here. Yeah, you push that button and it'll fold.
Yeah, I know. I was just
Oh, okay. You're just playing.
I'm just playing.
But yeah, no, that's one of my favorites in my collection. I hadn't really showed it off. So you rack that one
Yeah,
up here on the
45
top of the.
ACP.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I bet this one works good with you left-handed shooting.
Uh-huh. Yep. So that's a really cool one also. If I was clearing
I
houses,
say this thing is all kinds of fucking
It's-
small too. Like
it's
it's
just
not-
like a
it's small.
yeah.
I pulled it back and I didn't get to look in there, so I wanted to look before I don't know. I guess safety kicked in on that one.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it's really light.
Yeah, for what it is, I mean, you throw a magazine in there and you've got 20 rounds of 45 and it's a little heavier, but
That's true.
it's a cool ass gun.
See, something like that would be cool to be able to just to grab.
Yeah, like if you were clearing houses and stuff.
Yeah.
Like obviously if you're going up against people that are well prepared, I would rather have something like a 5.56 to penetrate armor and stuff. But if I'm just going up against a random ass intruder, it's a really good gun.
Yeah. And that, I don't know. See, that's where I'm stuck at because the way you answered it was exactly the way I wanted you to answer it. Like, it made a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
But then when you asked me, it threw me off because, like, my style of shooting and, like, what I'm pretty good at and stuff like that is longer range.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, what would benefit me the most and keep me the safest would be a longer range gun.
Yeah.
But if I only have one option, I'm screwed if I can't take everything out before they get to me.
Yeah.
Because if they get up to the house and I'm trying to now defend indoors,
Yeah.
I'm rocking a
With an 18 to 20 inch
yeah,
barrel.
that's what I was about to say, 18 to 20 inch barrel. It's going to be a lot harder to maneuver than than that 16 even.
Yeah. Well, and honestly, with the 16, you could probably go down a little lower. I mean, just depending on what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
You can get down on an AR to an 11.5, and it's still going to give you good range and good projectile speed and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So you can go shorter on that one, but I don't know. 16 is probably a pretty solid bet. If you said, hey, you've got one rifle, go survive for the next 10 years.
Yeah. Well, see, and that's
Probably
where
taking 16 just to be safe.
and that's why I wanted to bring these up to you because my style of guns
Yeah.
is very, like, I love lever actions. I love revolvers. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, the Honey Badger is one of my favorite guns, but it's not something I would ever think about buying for myself because it's not really my style, what I enjoy shooting the most.
Yeah.
And what's funny is, like, we go to those range days. I'm all over the lever actions. I'm all over the shotguns that are
Shotguns and
suppressed.
stuff, yeah.
That kind of stuff. Because, like, indoors, I would like to have a good 12 gauge with slugs, fully set up, short barrel, like.
It wouldn't be a bad.
And that's that's where my brain goes. But if I think about one gun to roll them all, that is a horrible fucking option. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, honestly, even my style of shooting, maybe that's why I like long range shooting, is because that's more my style of shooting. That's where my brain goes. But everything you have said is a lot smarter than everything I could say answering that question if it was just up to me, because I don't know a whole lot about SBRs and stuff like that. Everything I know you have taught me, or I've just randomly researched just off of it, because those aren't my cup of tea. Like, we get into lever actions, revolvers, that kind of shit. I know a lot more. I'm not an expert by any means. Don't think I am. But I know a lot more because I enjoy that shit.
Yeah.
I dig into that.
And the more I sit here and think about it, I'm like, because I've got a 1022 that's got a integrally suppressed barrel and it's in a light chassis and all that stuff. I almost think that it might be worth going with a 22. Because as to where I'm gonna have 5 or 6 mags of these, and then I'm gonna have to figure out where the hell I'm getting ammo. I can take a.
You can take a drop pouch and put fucking 200 rounds in that and 22 and be able to walk around.
I've got PVC tubes that I've made, and they're like this long, and they drop down in backpacks.
You've seen them.
And
I've seen them.
I mean, you can fit 200 or 300 rounds in each one of those tubes, and so then I've got ammo for
days.
God bless. I could go for a year and a half without ever seeing another round of 22.
And in all honesty, unless you're going up against
superior firepower is the only thing that's going to take you
and not
out.
even really superior firepower. In my head, I mean, superior. Now, if they have superior firepower, you can still one tap them, no matter how good their firepower is. But if you're going up against well-trained, tactical, they have ballistic, plate carriers.
Yeah, vests and all that stuff.
Now your 22's like, pink.
Yeah, you're doing nothing almost.
But if it is a situation, and if you're looking at a situation though where maybe it's not like COVID just happened in 2020, something like that where government shut down and there's a lot of looting and shit like that going around, you're just trying to defend yourself. How many people other than us around this area has plate carriers? And has pretty much the whole get up and setup that we have access to. I'll put it that way. I mean, you're looking at a handful, maybe.
Yeah, there's a few, but
by saying there's not a whole lot.
Yeah.
In the general sense of, say, 500,000 people, you're probably looking at, I would say, less than 100,000 people have a full setup.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So, and most of those people, at least that I know of, aren't going to be the ones looting and pillaging. They're going to be the ones protecting their. Because a lot of them are homesteaders, a lot of them
They've
stuff like that.
They've already got a lot of their own shit that
they're like, just trying to defend their own.
As long as I got my shit covered, then we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in that situation, a 22 might not be the worst option.
That's why I was kind of sitting here in my head and I was like, damn.
Super lightweight.
Yeah. Just a super lightweight. You're able to carry 2,000 rounds of ammo with you. You go throw 2,000 rounds of 5.56 on your back, you ain't making it very far.
No shit. And I have to say, those little twist off PVC things you have are genius. I didn't know you made those. I thought you just bought them somewhere, and because I've seen them and that filled up with 22s, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Never thought about the aspect of you're like, hey, I could do this with this.
Yeah, it's a go bag. And realistically, at one point, I had a couple of 22 pistols. They were just cheap. Yeah, and you could do whatever.
So kind of like my high point, you just throw them around anywhere you want to.
Throw it in there and call it a day.
And whoever makes fun of my high point, screw yourself. I love that gun. I can throw that bitch in the mud, pick it up, hit it on a rock to clean it out, and still shoot better than most of y'all. Every time high point comes up, they make fun of me. You make fun of me.
Always.
I'm real sensitive. I do love that gun though. I can have $4,000 pistol And I would probably choose that high point for 90% of the shit we do.
Yeah. No, I mean, you're not wrong.
Big, blocky, ugly motherfucker, but it don't
makes it
mess
down
up.
a river. It makes it through the woods.
Yeah. It don't, I mean, don't have to really worry about it.
No.
And it's god awful ugly. So you don't have to worry about it scratching the paint.
You can't make it no worse.
Hell, you drop it on the ground, you have to make sure the rock's not hurt before you do the gun.
And worst case scenario, I guess you just rattle can it back black.
Yeah, you just see, and that's one thing that I am gonna Cerakote that
Oh yeah.
because I want to. It's not gonna be the first one I do either. Like I want to get decent at it before I do it, and I'm gonna try to make that the prettiest fucking high point in Texas. I'm thinking like American flag across it.
You gonna bedazzle it?
But motherfucker, I might.
Little jewels.
Yeah. I might paint the fucking grip ivory, like a Snow White color, and then gold plate the rest of it. Like yeah. I'm gonna have that thing looking beautiful.
I'm here for it. I'm ready to see
I'm
it.
gonna have to really mess around with that though, because that has so much different plastic on it. The only thing metal on that damn thing, I'm pretty sure, is the mag itself and the barrel.
The slides, is it?
No, I'm pretty sure it's plastic.
That's funny. I don't know.
Maybe some sort of polymer,
Yeah.
but I don't even think the slide's metal. Obviously, I don't fuck around with it too long. It stays in my truck. It's my truck bag.
Truck or yeah.
That's one thing we need to do.
We
We keep on saying, yeah, I would say we have go bags, we have survival bags, we have truck bags. All of it is fully built and everything in them that you could ever want or need. And we've been saying for 2 months now we're going to do a reveal. Yet to do it because we suck. We do good on the podcast.
Hey, we're here every week.
We just don't do good anywhere else.
Hey,
We don't do good on Instagram clips. We don't do good on TikTok. I don't know. Fuck yourself on TikTok because you halfway show a gun on TikTok. They're like, oh no.
Yeah.
But we don't do good on YouTube. We don't.
The YouTube shorts are doing something.
Well, the YouTube shorts, but that's kind of cheating because we're using the same shorts we use for everything else.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hey, I will say our one specific YouTube. Well, I guess we have 2 videos now, but the one where we came in and sat down and made a like an update on the Hearing Protection Act,
our breaking news
Yeah.
update.
that has 90 views on it. I'm like, well,
And
we
we
were
could
doing this wrong.
we could already had those up. We probably could have done 10 of them. I mean, hell, we could have done a breaking news on Trump bombing Iran.
Yeah,
That kind of blew my mind.
that was crazy.
Like,
But they escaped before the bombs hit. So.
I don't believe that.
Okay, I just heard it. I didn't know.
Well, I have one. Both of them are conspiracies, but you know how my brain works.
Oh yeah.
One, there is a massacre that went on, and they just don't want Trump to know that he got them. So, we already cleared them all out.
Yeah.
Or 2, this is all a ploy like 90% of wars are for oil and everything else. So Trump said, hey, I'm going to bomb this, this, and this. You clear all your women, children, and men out of there.
Yeah.
Once we settle it, you'll get this and this and this on the back end.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. I don't think there is any way.
That's what it feels like to me.
I agree. And I lean closer to that
Yeah.
because I don't trust the government at all. I just don't. The only reason I talk about loving Trump is because he's great for content. That dude's a fucking weirdo in himself.
Yep.
And I'll just go ahead and say it for anybody out there. It's wonders. I'm a libertarian. I don't like Democrats or Republicans. I'll sit here and talk shit. Honestly, I'll talk shit about anybody that really runs. I mean, libertarians had Joe Jorgensen run at one point, and she was fucking weird as shit too. But I don't know. I don't trust the government. I don't trust the. And when I say government, I'm not just talking about U.S. government. I'm talking about
All
world
of it,
government wise. I don't trust any of them. Everything has a back end agenda.
Yep.
I mean, if you look at 90% of the banks in the world that really fund 90% of these wars, they're all Jewish. I mean, there's always separate agendas. I mean, they shut down, what is it called? The Guzman, whatever. They're one of the biggest oil paths.
Oh, did they?
It's like 1/5 of the world's oil.
Damn.
Iran shut it down. So it could, that could be an economy collapser for a bunch of different countries.
Yep.
But I think it all has some sort of a ploy to back end benefit somebody.
Oh, it has to.
And it's never going to be us.
Oh, no.
So that's kind of, I don't know. So I do think it was probably, I lean more towards, I'm going to hit this, this, and this. It's going to make all these people happy.
Yeah.
But on the back end, whenever we settle this and we get a treaty, you can have this, this, and this.
Yeah, we're gonna take care of you.
Yeah.
We're just getting rid of your nuclear shit.
Yeah,
And
or-
then this is the most spectacular way to do it.
Yeah. Or they have some sort of issue with their nuclear shit that needs to be disappeared.
That's a very big possibility too.
So,
Like something may have broke out and they were like, well, shit, what do
Yeah.
we do?
and see, I run into a lot.
America bombed it.
Yep. America. We have a lot of oil. Everybody knows America likes going to war for oil. I'll just call Donnie. Old Donald, he'll come out here and help us out. He's a good man.
How do you, so maybe I don't understand how nuclear shit works in general, but how do you bomb a nuclear facility without,
Well,
because didn't like Chernobyl, didn't that just melt down?
but see, that melted down, and that was a reactor that melted down.
Yeah.
A nuclear facility, I'm not sure has any sort of live active
Okay.
reactors in it. It's more of a building plant for nuclear material.
Okay.
And I don't know. I'm making
Yeah.
this up.
It
But
makes
from
sense,
my
though.
research, that
Yeah.
was a nuclear power plant.
Okay.
So it had a live reactor inside of it that melted down. When that reactor melts down, that's basically like
a kind of, it's not going off, but
it's basically a
produces
nuclear bomb. You know,
it produces the radiation
Yeah.
that does.
and it does cause an explosion of some sort.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still, but it's not like splitting atoms. That's what a nuclear bomb does. Splits
Yeah.
the atoms, boom, blah blah blah.
Yeah. So in my head, whenever they like, and obviously I knew that's not exactly the case, but when I'm like, oh, they're bombing a nuclear facility, like I'm like, isn't that going to be like real bad?
See, all the research I've done on facility wise, everything tends to agree with it's more of a research lab.
Okay.
So there might be nuclear material like uranium and stuff in there, but it's more of a research lab to help produce and build a nuclear
So
plant.
it's probably not even broke down into the point where it can be.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
Reactive.
I mean, there might be some sort of radiation discharge from it,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't. I mean, you don't see a Chernobyl or
Yeah.
a Japan.
Yeah. Yeah, no, nothing like that. So like that's where I was like, well, what the hell is this? But I mean, I guess if it's their research facilities where they're trying to, because that was the main thing. They were like, well, we don't want Iran having nuclear bombs.
Yeah.
But didn't we basically give them the plans for that shit?
Oh yeah, pretty much.
Obama era?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, there's stuff all over that. Like they're talking about what are they called? The hypersonic missiles.
Yeah.
Iran don't have hypersonic missiles. A hypersonic missile breaks the sound barrier, 4 times breaks the sound barrier. Period, right?
Yeah.
There is no real missile out there other than like 2 or 3 that America has that I know of that breaks the sound barrier on the way down. Because the only way you can really do it is at atmosphere
Yeah.
because it cuts off all that drag. Anything else, it's going to melt the plasma and everything else in that inside the atmosphere where pretty much destroy or detonate the bomb in the air or kill the bomb before it ever hits the ground. So like our Titan II, I think is what it's called.
Gotcha.
Like that one technically is a hypersonic bomb, but even that one's a deadfall bomb.
So did we bomb Israel?
Oh, I think we did.
Because there was something that like there was a lot of the ones that were slow and like they would come
I don't
through.
technically think we did a fucking thing.
Yeah.
I do think there's probably our hands in both sides of it. If it is a conspiracy,
Yeah.
I do think our hands are in both sides of it on what we're doing. It's kind of like Iran, Israel, America,
Yeah.
and we're trying to figure shit out on both sides where least amount of casualty. Because like Tel Aviv, that would have been a lot bigger story than what it is.
Yeah.
If that, in my opinion, if that would have been like a pure just random occurrence that
Yeah.
it, I mean, look at the Twin Towers on 9/11. I mean, that was all over the world within 2 or 3 hours.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like schools were shutting down and stuff here. Like, and I'm just looking at videos, but Tel Aviv gets bombed. There's people sitting out on their front porch still smoking cigarettes and drinking whiskey watching it.
Yeah.
So there's like shit like that where I'm like,
There was like places that looked like a watch party.
yeah. And I'm like, you know, like these people aren't even freaking out. And maybe they're so used to it. And I take what we have in America for granted.
Yeah.
But it's like one of those things where if it really is as close to those towns as people are saying, then you would think there'd be a little bit more urgency to, nope, that was right downtown. I'm getting out of here.
Yeah,
Fuck this.
I'm out of here.
And they're just like sitting out there smoking cigars and hanging out like it's a planned, orchestrated thing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I wasn't certain because but one of those, you see a bunch of the missiles coming through and then one of them comes through just at freaking, like Ashley would say, mock Jesus.
Yeah.
That thing.
How Ashley drives.
Yeah. And it was in the picture 1 second and then on the ground. I was like, that one was quick.
See, and that
I don't know
might
what
be,
that was.
and that might be pushing a hypersonic.
Yeah.
Because, I'm again off of memory, just off of research because I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
Hypersonics like 4 or 5 times past the sound barrier. So it's like what is that, like a Mach 5? Something like that.
Mach 5 or greater.
So good. So my memory's there.
It's there.
So it's like a Mach 5 or greater is past, is what would be a hypersonic. And most hypersonic missiles can break that out of the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, the drag, the heat it develops at that kind of speeds. You're basically destroying those missiles before it gets there. So most hypersonic missiles go up into the atmosphere or out of the atmosphere, hit, there's some of them that we have, I think the Titan II goes like Mach 24.
Jesus. That's insane.
But they are not considered hypersonic when they make impact because they're a deadfall missile.
Gotcha.
It has no boost going to the ground. The boost breaks it back into the atmosphere where it's fallen and goes down. And the real scary thing is like the Titan II. That thing has a GPS calculator on it that can get it within 100 yards of its original target. And it can go from here to fucking Russia.
That's insane.
Yeah. So it's a 2-stage rocket engine powered vehicle and a re-entry vehicle. Okay. So yeah. So it has the rocket engine powered to exit the atmosphere, and the re-entry is not rocket powered. So it's just a deadfall.
Yep.
Which that's what keeps it from melting down, coming back into the atmosphere and shit.
That is insane.
But
it doesn't show a speed, but yeah, no, I think that was the one that I read that it was 25.
Yeah, and that one right there will produce more 2 times the devastation of Hiroshima.
Damn.
Look up Titan II impact versus other nuclear bombs.
And this one isn't a nuclear bomb, is it?
I do not believe it is nuclear, but I'm not 100% on that. So yeah, Titan II versus nuclear missile. So it wouldn't be considered a nuclear missile. But there is a image that I found that shows. All right, so right here, look at down below to the right. So that's going to show your Titan II versus, what is that one that it's showing right there? The mushroom cloud. But it basically, in the video I saw, that one on the left was like Hiroshima's, and then that's the Titan IIs.
Holy shit. That's insane. Let's see here. Window capture.
And then you see the ones on the bottom over here that are like your normal ballistic missiles.
Yeah. That's insane. That's a hell of a mushroom cloud right there.
So and it's not even, I guess technically it's not even considered a nuclear bomb, and it does that much damage.
That's insane.
And that's what people always get me with, well, nuclear fallout. I was like, dude, they have shit nowadays that nuclear bombs are.
It wouldn't even. Yeah.
No. You don't have to worry about the fallout. You don't have to do that. But you're still wiping. You're turning out in Iran. You're turning a whole city to glass.
Yeah.
I mean,
pieces.
It is legit. You're melting the sand. It is going to be one solid glass city. They should not throw rocks anymore. He who lives in glass houses.
He who lives on glass ground.
That's right. But I don't know. I've been doing a deep search on a lot of because the missiles have been kind of intriguing me.
Well, I mean,
and I'm nerdy enough.
We never get to see videos of them and stuff, and there's so many videos right now where they're just there's the missiles coming down, and then there's missiles going up trying to stop them.
If I would have done something with my life instead of sports, the way I deep dive into some of this shit, I guarantee I could have been really good in the military on like missile development and shit like that. Just because this stuff, I like deep diving into weird shit like that.
I don't know how many times I've thought about that. Like if I would have just, because I had talked to.
I talked to a Marine recruiter.
Several different ones, but I think the Air Force was the one that I was like the most interested in.
See, I had a Marine sniper in my head from like 14, and that's all I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And maybe that has some sort of my fetish with long range guns. But I talked to one of those, and then I got a full ride scholarship. And I'm not going to lie, I won't say his name ever because of what he told me.
Yeah.
But he told me straight up, he goes, if you go into the Marines and don't take a full ride scholarship to college, you're a fucking idiot. And I was like, for real? He was like, yeah.
Understood.
He was like, go do your full ride, play your sports, have fun. If you want to, when you come back, whatever. He goes, but anybody that chooses military because of free college that has a free ride scholarship and doesn't stay, you know, how do you put it? Stateside.
Yeah.
And just go to college and be a normal kid. He was like, you're an idiot.
Well, especially whenever we were getting out of school.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't over.
2008, we were at the back end of Afghanistan, but it was still there.
We could have got out of school and been overseas in the shit.
Oh, well, I would say 90% of my friends that I have military graduated between like 2006 to 2010. All of them did tours in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
So
We
would have been right in the middle of that.
I think that was probably the main like deterrent for me was like, I don't know about this.
See, I never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I was not the one signing up saying, oh, send me overseas. I want to do this. I'm a bad motherfucker. I wasn't that person.
Yeah.
No interest in going overseas. I didn't want to put myself in life at risk, you know. But there was something about most of my family was military, grandparents and all that. So, and then I had like that Marine sniper fetish. And I always thought that was the coolest thing in the world. You could be over SEALs, over any kind of special forces. Something about a Marine sniper in my head, like that was by far the coolest thing you could be. And who knows if I was ever going to be good enough to do that, you know? I mean, I might have ended up being a fucking diesel mechanic for all I know. But at that time, that was like my go-to. So whenever I was talking to a recruiter, that's in my head, that's what I was going to do.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's not how military works. But in my head, that's what I was going to do.
Yeah.
But whenever he told me, like, dude, you have a full ride basketball scholarship, you're a fucking idiot if you join the military. He's like, I don't give a fuck what branch it is. You're fucking stupid. And so I didn't. And then by the time I got out of college, I was like, I don't want to.
Yep.
I kind of enjoy what I'm doing. Maybe I should have.
Makes you wonder, don't it?
Yeah. Because at that time in my life, it would have made me a better person.
Oh, yeah.
Because I needed that structure and discipline for sure.
Could have helped.
I'm not near as bad now.
Yeah.
But back then, oh, God. I needed
that's
it.
kind of where mine goes. Like, whenever my mind starts wondering about that, is like, you know, if I would have had the discipline and the structure and all that shit, because like I built it over the years myself.
Yeah.
And obviously, the last few months have helped mainly more than anything. But
well, I'll give you a little props right now, and I know you're going to fight me and deny it, but if you would have had, and I'm not even going to say the mindset now, just knowing how you were back then, you've always kind of been the jump in the fire, pull your friend out type of person without thinking about it.
yeah.
Infantry-wise, you might have been, you would either, one, you'd already be dead.
Dead, yeah.
Or two, you would have been a prime example of what the military wants.
Yeah.
Because fitness-wise back then,
Oh, God.
you could go for miles, never get tired.
Yep.
You're all about making people happy. So
Yeah.
like when it came to drill instructors doing that kind of shit, you were going to do it 110%. You were going to put in your everything for it. And then, like I said, you have always, since I've known you, have always been the, oh shit, that could hurt him.
Yeah.
You put yourself in harm's way to make sure he's okay. And that's, I mean,
Good or bad.
good or bad, but that's kind of what you want.
Yeah.
You would have been a perfect person with your mindset back then to mold.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you would have been really good at that. And if you would have had your mindset you do now going in back then, I don't know if you ever would have got out.
I've thought about it. Like I said, I've read a lot of these books and like obviously read Goggins, and then that moved into American Sniper, Chris Kyle's book. And I was like, damn.
Yeah.
I was like, some of this shit sounds like, obviously they were in real war.
Yeah.
Like it was no
It's real
joke.
easy to sit over here in America and say shit.
Yeah. Like I'm sitting here in my comfy room AC'd house, all this other shit. And I'm
nice crisp 64 degrees in here.
I'm like, I could, that sounds like a good time. I'm like, you know, it's shitty.
Yeah.
I'm not ever going to be like, oh yeah, I'm that guy, but
Well,
because
honestly,
I never did it.
well, that's why I wanted to give you some props from me.
Yeah.
Is just knowing how you were, how you are, like just internally, how you've been ever since I've met you. You're not a go out and look for trouble guy, but you've never been a back down from trouble guy. You've always been the guy that's like, oh, shit's going down. It's not, I'm going to run and find cover. It's, I'm going to get all these people to cover.
Yeah.
You've always been that type of person without even thinking about it. So military minded aspect, I think you would have succeeded in it.
Yeah,
Like, I
well,
think
I
you would have
mean,
been really good at
And that's
it.
the thing. It would have been like molding me to that
Yeah.
position. And they do. That's what they,
Yeah.
they're really good at that shit.
Well, and
so
back then, and even now to this day, to an extent, like you are a people pleaser.
yeah, you point me in the direction you want me
So
to go, and that's what I'm going to do.
They tell you, I want you to do this, 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 and this. It's going to be done to the fullest of your ability because that's just the way your mindset works.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like we've talked about. You quit this job and you're going to go work for somebody else over here. Your mindset is not, I'm doing sales for this guy. Your mindset is, this is my company now. What the fuck can I do to help this guy grow?
Yeah.
It doesn't benefit you whatsoever.
It doesn't,
But that's
yeah.
your mindset of, what can I do to help the company do more?
Yeah.
Like, and you've always been that person. Like, you jump into something full force, like it's your own thing, and you, what can I do to make this better?
Yeah.
When that's not technically your job, but in military aspect, I mean,
Yeah.
that is, in my opinion, and this is off of research, I don't know anything. I mean, that's like squad leader type mentality.
Yeah.
Do it for the squad. You're not doing it for yourself. You're not doing it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
your priority are the people around you, your brothers and sisters that are right next to you. And
Yeah.
that's kind of how your mindset always has been. So them to be able to mold and form off of your already pre-existing mindset that you've always had, that's why I say I think you would have been great.
No, I agree. Or,
Me?
or like you
It would
said,
have been a little 50-50.
could have jumped on a fucking grenade at week 6 in
Yeah.
over there in,
Yeah.
in a deployment, and then wouldn't matter.
It wouldn't have
anyways.
mattered at all. That's true. And see, like mine, I think I would have been good at it because I think sports would have helped.
Oh,
I've
dude,
always
yeah.
been, I mean, name another kid from 15 to 18 that had
Yeah.
their ass rode like I did. I mean,
None. Zero.
running 10 miles a day
Yeah.
with a guy driving behind me. If I slowed down below 7 miles an hour, he would hit me with his truck.
Yeah.
Like not hit me. He would tap my feet with his truck
Yeah.
to let me know, like, no, you're not going any slower. And I never,
I laugh at your mindset now. Cause like, no, you're like, no, I'm going to do whatever the hell I want to do. And you're
Yeah.
not going to tell me what
I'll
to
fight
do.
you. I'm
But
gonna
like, you look back at like what you did back then. And that's what you basically had a drill instructor.
yeah. Oh, I've had people tell me that my whole life. Like, I don't see how you do what you're doing. Like, you're doing military shit. Like, as a kid, like, you
Yeah.
shouldn't be doing that. That's fucking, like, that should be illegal. Like, I've had people tell me, like, I should have fucking turned him in, that should be illegal. And in my head, I'm like, even with my parents, like, they don't hate the man, but they hate the way he treated me.
Yeah.
But in my head, I would have never been the athlete or the person I am today without him.
Yeah.
And I give him, I don't know, I don't think I play college ball without him.
Yeah. No, I
You
agree.
get what I'm
I
saying?
agree with that.
And maybe that's the brainwash mentality where he molded me that way. But I truly, just looking back on it logically, I'm not the player. I'm not the person I was. I wouldn't have been able to, even to this day, I wouldn't be able to handle like the deficit or mental battles that I go through without strengthening myself back then.
Yeah.
And I know it sounds kind of silly to think as an adult versus a kid, but that has built my mindset up strong enough to where a lot of things that I've seen people break down over, like I'm going to say Bosley, for example.
Yeah.
One of my best friends, love him to death. But that dude, I mean, he's been through some shit in his
Yeah.
life, but there's little things that trigger him where he calls me to vent and I'll tell him straight up, like, dude, like, this is nothing to me.
Yeah.
Like, you're telling me these things, and in my head, I want to say get over it, but I'm not going to say that to you. I'm going to let you vent. Just don't ask me for advice on this. And he's like, cool. All I wanted to do was vent anyway.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's little things like that where if it happened to me, I'd be like, well, whatever. But I see, and Bosley's a strong motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
Like, he is a strong-willed, strong-minded motherfucker. And I've seen shit affect him where even in my head, I'm like, it's whatever, dude. Now shit, life sucks sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
And I put full credit back on that situation I went through
Yeah.
to build that mindset. And maybe that's why my wife tells me I'm emotionless, and like she begs me to cry at times. Like she's like, you need to cry.
Yeah.
Like get in the shower or something. Like you need to cry. Because I do. I have a bad habit of holding shit in.
Oh yeah.
Until I'm just literally in the shower by myself boohooing because you're always
Life.
you're the strong one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We
And
talked about this last week.
yeah. And maybe that's kind of what built it up to what kind of fucks me in that aspect of things. Because she will tell me straight up, she's like, you never act like anything affects you. You never show any real emotion. Like
Yeah.
she's just like, you're kind of emotionless. Like you're kind of dead to it.
Yeah.
And it's true. And it's not a good thing or a bad thing, but I do credit that
Yeah.
to that side of things. I've been through a lot worse.
Well, and yeah, exactly. It's and sometimes it feels like it's a hindrance, but then like there's a lot of times where it's better. Like you get through things a lot easier than
Yep.
a lot of people would.
And I see the smaller things where it affects people. And with me, the same shit happens. And I'm just like, cool. And I don't think about it again.
Yeah. What's next?
Rolls off my back and I'm on to the next day. Like, I don't know. Like, and like I said, good, bad, indifferent. It did mold me to the way I am today.
Yeah.
So I am appreciative for it. But I do think with all that happened right before I would have went into the military,
Yeah.
I think I would have been okay.
I think you'd have been fine.
But I also know I have a temper. And I also know you don't go into the military having a temper.
Well, and I mean, they've got to have people that come in with a temper.
Oh,
I think they just beat it out of you.
That's my thing. It would have, I could have been that guy.
Yeah.
Do I think I was strong-minded and a bad motherfucker where I would have just put my foot down? No. They would have fucking destroyed me. And that's where I'm getting at. It's
Yeah.
like, it could have been where I was like, followed my dreams perfectly. I passed the shooting test. I'm now a Marine sniper. Everything was great all through my military experience because I had the mindset and the mental toughness to do so.
Yeah.
Or it could have been, my life was a living hell. Every day fucking sucked. And they beat the shit out of me daily and constantly because of my attitude and my personality.
Yeah.
I could see it both ways with me. For you, I'm like, oh, Landon would have been like a fucking drill instructor's dream. Like, hey, Landon, do this. No asking why, no asking nothing. Just hop to it, the
Let's
best of
go.
his ability. And me, in my head, I'm like, you cocksucking motherfucker, goddamn. And I'm not the person they want because they'd fuck me up.
Oh yeah.
I'm definitely not a hard ass enough to be that guy. They're going to fuck me up for
Yeah.
sure.
That's funny shit.
But we're at
Fucking 2 hours.
all right. We're cutting it off there. Basically,
Done.
because Landon made us talk for 2 hours. Not my fault at all. Real piece of shit thing to
I don't even know
do.
if I can talk for 2
I
hours.
apologize
brother.
to everybody that Landon made suffer through 2 hours of an episode. Did you spill?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. Good thing it's moisture wicking.
Yeah.
Plug the new shirts. Let us know.
Yeah.
For real. Cop the merch. I love it. We're working on, I am working on hats.
He is.
But I do think with hats, I do want to try to do the removable patch. That way we can sell the patches or we can sell the set. That way if people want the patches for
Everything else
vest,
bags.
range bags, anything like that, they could have it. I think that would be kind of a cool thing. But outside of that, fellas, if y'all see anything in here where you want to argue about our gun choices or anything like that, let us know. Please comment, subscribe, follow, everything. Give us some likes.
Yeah, like the video. You're gonna sit here and watch it. I mean, we probably should tell everybody in the beginning. They don't make
probably.
it this far.
I'm not good at begging for shit though.
We're gonna have to.
Yeah, I know.
Because like we get 9 people to watch the podcast, and they watch it for 30 minutes, and then 1 like. I'm like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah.
These are friends and family.
Yeah.
Y'all gotta support us.
Give us something. Dude,
We'll ask at the beginning of the next episode.
I have figured out on TikTok, and I'm sure it's like that on every platform, I hardly get shit from friends and family compared to strangers.
Yeah.
Like, I have people messaging me daily, commenting on shit daily, liking, reposting's a big one.
Yeah.
I have more strangers that repost. Bradley, Lauren. About the only two I have
Yeah.
ever repost anything of mine. Strangers, every video we have about 5 or 6 reposts normally. And normally 5 or 6 of them are strangers.
Yeah.
And there's people that, I mean, we had a guy the other day tag us and shout out our podcast on another person's page.
That was pretty cool.
Because he was like, no, I've been listening to this one and they break this down so good. And I was like, dude, that's kind of dope. And like, and that's kind of our thing. We want to get down here, hang out, talk, but we want to be able to help people too.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of a cool thing of like, oh, like what we said actually hit home. It actually helped somebody.
Yeah. They actually had that in their memory and brain and then went back and was like, these guys,
And
they got it right.
And what really got me is I went back and rewatched that podcast. The part he's talking about where he's like, we broke it down so good, we were at 54 minutes.
Damn.
Normally we go an hour to an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So he made it through at least 90% of the video.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. That was dope. So with that being said, we'll catch y'all next week. Please like, follow, subscribe.
Yeah.
Especially like. Let's shoot for 20 likes on this episode.
That'd be great.
All right. Peace out, fellas.
Appreciate you guys. Later.